In this quick tutorial, we'll break down the easiest way you can make your first AI app with GPT and Flutter. Let's dive in. There's only two variables that you need to get started. Let's declare a list of strings to track all the prompts, and then a text editing controller, which needs to be initialized and destroyed. Let's add them to the UI real quick. Let's start from the scaffold. We quickly add an app bar with the title, and we move on to what's the most important, the body. The body is just a column with a decorated row. Within that, we want a text field that uses the text editing controller to save the input to messages. Then we want to send the input off to the OpenAI API as a prompt. Now, this row also has a button with a black icon, and when it's pressed, we want to do the exact same thing as the text field. We talked about this mystery function, but how does it send requests to the OpenAI API? Let's start by building a new function that requires an input string. Inside this function, we're going to try and save an HTTP request as a variable. We add the headers, including the API key, and then create the body, which specifies the prompt and the GPT model. Next, we have to decode the response that we get. And finally, we update the messages array with the prompt. By now, the app is able to save user inputs and responses from OpenAI. But what's the best way to put all that on the screen? Simple. Let's go above our text input field and create a list view that grows based on the number of messages. It's going to return a custom component we'll call a chat response block. This takes the message and a Boolean value. So let's create it and take the input text as a string and require a Boolean that tracks who's sending the messages. With the widget, we'll return a container with some padding, a color that's determined by who sent the message, and the text widget that displays the prompt. And there you have it. In just a few minutes, we now have the simplest AI application. But how do you make it more polished? That's what we'll cover in the next video. Thanks for watching.